What's up, y'all? Welcome to Around Our Hype. I'm Ron. This is the Art of Creating Yourself, where artists and creators alike share their unique perspective on how they, create themselves every day, right? We got Ozer here for the people. Ozer, how you feeling today?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
We good over on this side, right? We just back from Denver. How was that?
Man, Denver was good. It's different performing out there because the
Mm,
altitude, like it's such a high altitude, so you run out of breath really fast. And so like I was like I was like performing, like struggling, if you're not even gonna lie. But I usually do my band. I joke about it on stage and everything.
yeah,
I should learn to keep water next to me on stage, but I don't do that. But I should probably do that for next time. Though. But Denver was good. Made a lot of connections. The fans were like really interactive. Really, it was cool though. So I would definitely go back. That's with it. Shout out to Denver.
yeah. Shout out to Denver. Water is definitely Mando. I seen it. It's a workout out there. It's a performance for surely.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
surely.
it's
Yeah.
different. It's definitely different. Water is mandatory. That's what our Uber driver said. Like when we first got there, like she was like, "Look, the altitude is really different. You gotta stay hydrated." Like it was, she was not lying. Like niggas was tired. We was going through it. We made it work.
We made it out. We made it out. Yep. And we got a photo from the city of you right here. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
You want to talk about that real quick?
Shout out to Nate.
Mm-hmm.
First on five. We took that and like we took that photo near we took it on top of a property uh, that he had access to. And this is the idea for the shoot. He just tapped in with me and said, "Hey, like you want to do this?" He said, "Just come dressed up." I got you. You feel me? And the hat is
Uh,
actually a hotness hat. Shout out to my brother Nat. You feel me? I took it from him that day. That's weird. But the hat was made by this dude named Avery. Things IG like that. John Brazy shot him. You feel me? But his hats are pretty well known in the city though. Um, but as far as just like the picture goes, obviously San Francisco in the background. Um, but this is probably one of my favorite shoots just because like the scenery around it,
mm-hmm.
just the whole setup is just dope. It's a beautiful thing too. Um, and I've noticed that I like getting dressed up for shoots and getting my grown man off. You feel me? But yeah, man, shout out to Nate, man. Truthful.
Nah, shout out, bro. And the chair. Where's the chair come from?
And the chick, yeah, it's more shots. Like it's one shot of
Okay.
me. I'm in a book. I'm not in a book. I'm in the chair reading a book.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, but like he just wanted to use it as a prop. I'm glad we did though. You feel me? But yeah, I love this photo a lot. He actually it's either this one or another one. He's gonna get framed for me actually.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna hang it up. But it's a really beautiful photo though. One of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, judging through the photo, you can almost see like where you from, the point, Bayview and his point. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, man. So I'm from Bayview. Um, born and raised there. Worked there. Everything. I used to work at the Third Street Youth Center, everything like that.
Hmm.
I right there across from MLK Park. I worked at the Opera House on Third Street. That shit was crazy. That was one of my first summer jobs. Used to go to Bayview down in Yosemite.
Hmm.
Trying to look for work and everything. You know, if you're from there, then you know about Kev. I think what's his name, Kevin? I think his name was Kevin. I was
Hmm.
like the mentor down there that everybody knew. You feel me? Got you ready for vibes and shit.
Yeah.
But learned a lot living in the point. I just learned to keep to myself. You feel me? And mind your own business. A lot of crazy shit that going on over there. And definitely don't want to get involved in, but it's definitely a reason of why I am today. You know, so shout out, shout out to my family, all my folks over there. But even though I'm from the point, um, when I was growing up, I was really all over there. A lot of my
Hmm.
friends, like in the Mission area, at Mission, Nomo, and whatnot. There was a point in my life where I was over like Big Valley a lot because my dad's side of the family from over there. And so
Okay.
I was with my cousins and everything. And I used to I used to spend a lot of summer weekends over in Green Valley. They had like the water guns and shit, over in Sunnydale. And we just like go outside, play killing man, shoot each other with the water gun. And that was hella fun. It was a good time. And my dad had a Nova, a
Mm.
black Nova. And if you've been following me since I first started rapping, since earlier times, I used to always mention Nova in my songs. And he had a black
Nostalgic,
Nova.
yeah.
Yeah, he had a black Nova, glossy black paint, with cream seats. He had plastic on the seats, and you don't fuck it up. We used to ride around. We used to ride around the city. Take it to like the Metreon, and go to McDonald's right there on Geneva, and we get the hot cakes and sausage with the orange juice and had fun. And then we used to go to the PlayStation store too down there at the Metreon. That
Ah,
very
man.
nice. But yeah, I grew up. I was like the smallest of my cousins, so I
Mm-hmm.
used to be a lot. So it made me grow like tough skin. It's funny because I was talking to my cousin today, matter of fact, and he was talking about that, how like growing up, like we had to like fight each other. You feel me? Just to like, you know, just to just to do it. You feel
Yeah.
me?
To
Like, keep
learn,
it.
you gotta find somebody. Yeah.
You gotta fight somebody, man. You gotta figure out how to protect yourself, And I was the smallest, so like I had a lot to prove. And I'm very grateful for that experience. You feel me?
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Love them to death.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, I met you what 15 minutes ago, and you really Ozer SF. Like, you talking about Visitation Valleys, Sunnydales, from the Point, is over there
Yeah,
in
man.
Fillmore.
Yeah,
like, you really
yeah,
died about it.
yeah, man. I'm not with the politics. You feel me? I got folks that put that out there right now. I got folks from all over. You feel me? I'm neutral. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I get
Yeah,
you.
no. In high school, that's when I film a lot. Like, I went to Wash. So Wash,
Mm,
in the Avenue. So a
yeah,
lot of my home film on. So I used to be over there a lot, like during high school and whatnot. Used to have football practice. We would go to my partner Bearchi out shot again. And just we stay here and just play 2K and Madden for sure all night. Then wake up, go to school or go to practice. So
yeah.
like, just live up.
Personally, I think you got like a cool and like confident, calm demeanor, right? Where, nah, not his love, but where do you think that comes from? Like, if you had to like think about it, or if you know where it comes from, why don't you tell us?
Well, the calmness, I think I honestly don't know. I think, I said the calmness probably comes from my mom.
Hmm.
Like, uh, my mom and my dad, they pretty like calm folks until you like piss them off. You feel me? Like they sort of you turned up on probably my mom more so than my pop. Um, but like most people in my family just calm, like cool, calm and collected. You feel me? Like you don't really try to do too much. Like we real humble, real caring people. And like we the clothes up our back, if we see you struggling. That's just like the type of family I come from. As far as confidence though, I mean, it's crazy because I think I consider myself like lightweight shy a little bit in
Hmm.
certain situations. It's crazy it may seem, um, but I think over the years I've definitely become more confident just because of everything that I've accomplished. You feel me? Like in terms of like music and just life in general. And like when you get so many accomplishments under your belt, you feel me? Um, and you really start to see your worth. You feel me? You realize that really how much that can stop you. You feel me? If somebody don't fuck with you, then they missing out on you. You thought, you know. Um, but there's definitely still places I want to be more confident in. But I'll say like I'm probably like 90% of the way there. You
Nah, that's weird because a lot of the times it's
feel me?
like you don't know what you can do until you do it, right? Like
Yeah,
90% of the fear, kind of like you was talking about, is just doing it. Whether you succeed or fail, you just got to do it because you don't know your own
yeah,
boundaries yet.
yeah, just do it. I was talking to my girl about that. She was like, I want to like find out what I'm passionate about. I was telling him, just like, don't overthink it, just do it. Like, you never know what could come of it. You feel me? Um, I mean, shit. Me and my brother Callie, we did a show at Stanford.
Mm.
Uh, it was Callie's show technically, but he brought all his partners on. We did a show in front of like we opened up a little Yachty, and it was 1,000 plus people. Like it was a shit
Jeez.
ton. And like and like all the performers prior to him didn't make the type of music we made. And,
Mm.
uh, and like the the crowd was just like it was dancing, but it wasn't like obvious. You feel me?
Mm.
Like on stage, like we just changed that. You feel me? Like when you just see 1,000 people with their hands in the air. You feel me? Like you see my short ass just run. I got my shirt off. I'm running. You feel me? Alongside the barricade, I'm shaking people's hands and shit. And we like, bro, we did that. Like niggas came up to us after, like, bro, like y'all did that. You feel me? And after that, I'm like, bro, we could do anything. And like, we could do that. We could do anything. There's no reason why we can't rock any stage. We could do that.
Mm.
Not that many people could pull it off. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful though. For sure. But just going back to like confidence and everything,
Yeah.
and as you start building up those accomplishments and doing different things, trying different things, you realize that a lot of things are just really in your head. You know, you psych yourself out like you're your own biggest, your own worst enemy.
Say that you're your own worst enemy, and it takes time to realize that,
Yeah,
right?
facts.
It
It's
really takes time to realize that, and it takes time to fail forward, almost like to try, like you said, at the things you might not know if you're good at yet, or might not know if you're bad at yet, right? You got to try it. You
gotta
gotta
try
fail.
it.
You gotta fail in some like progression. Like, yo, I gotta try this just in case I'm good at it, or I'm passionate about this. Let's see how, I might work to being
Exactly.
successful and good at it.
Exactly. You gotta give it a shot. You know, nothing like both sides.
Yeah.
If you fail, I wouldn't quit after the first time. Try to learn from it.
Mm.
You know, to try to keep learning from your losses. Try to progress. You know.
Yeah. And we was talking a little bit earlier for the interview how Julian on the radio mentioned that you've been in this game for nearly a decade, right?
Yeah, man. Shout out to DJ Mike Cool, James Green on the radio, 99.7. And shout out to my boy Bird, like my booking agent. And so he set up that play. But yeah, man. Been doing it for close to a decade. Well, I'm 27 now. Started releasing music when I was like 18,
Mm.
17 or 18.
Mm-hmm.
But I started like writing at like the age of 6. You
Yeah.
know, Um, but I couldn't actually formulate. I didn't know how to make like a real good song. You know, for probably until I was like 19 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
12. And even then, they weren't anything like the songs I got. But it's been a while. It's definitely been a journey.
Yeah, it's been almost a marathon, if you can call it,
Yeah,
right? Shout out to Nip. And
shout out to Nip, man.
Nip Hussle.
First to you wait there, man. I mean that. Listen to
Real
Nip on my head today.
real purposeful out here. Why don't you talk about how much of an inspiration and what you pull from Nipsey Hussle and his marathon mentality?
Hey, a lot. Um, I discovered Nip off the Double XL freshman cover. Um, but so I think I first heard him in a barbershop over on San Bruno getting my haircut. And
Mm-hmm.
then um, I was like, who is this? And they told me who it was. And I seen his name on the freshman cover. I dove into it deeper and deeper. And
Mm-hmm.
it was dope. At that time, like LA was just like killing it. You feel me? I think Kendrick just came out, YG, um, him, I mean, a few other folks, you feel me? But like, Um, what caught my attention the most is just like his storytelling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what resonates with me as an artist, like he's not the most lyrical, but he got his point across. You could feel it. You knew it was real, genuine. And you knew it was fabricated. That's what gravitated me towards his music. You feel me? Like it was authentic. It was raw. You know. And at the time, I was trying to be when I was coming into to my show. I think I was trying to be hella lyrical because I thought that's what you had to be
Mm-hmm.
successful as a musician or a rap artist. And so seeing somebody like Nip, come in and do the complete opposite and be successful with it, that like really inspired me to really sort of change my style up and just tell my story. And if it becomes a bar, then perfect. You feel me? But just trying to, just make sure you get your point across for the most part. But Nip was also a businessman. You feel me? Like about his business. Um, and he inspired me to really start learning the music thing. Because he was independent. He did the private pay campaign from $100 to $1,000. And he did it, bro. And he like all by himself. And he learned the game. He learned about how it worked. And he was patient. He didn't sign a deal until he got the right partnership with Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So um, just I mean, I still learn from listening to his music. I still watch it. Um, but definitely, I've definitely learned a lot. But what I take away from listening to Nip is um, work ethic and
Mm-hmm.
continuing to do yourself.
Nah, we're in the nip. And honestly, I feel like you've almost been on like your own marathon this year, right? You've been picking up some miles. You got shows in L.A. and Y, Portland. Like we said, we just came back from Denver. Like,
Mhm.
what does it feel
Yeah,
like being able to see part of the world and more of the world for your art?
it feels good, man. Obviously, we're not on big stages yet, but it feels good to be getting paid for what you
Mm,
love and the
say that.
travel. Not everybody can say that. It's still sometimes I gotta humble myself because, you know, I'll be like, damn, I'm not where I wanna be. I'm not where the next artist is. And I try not to compare myself. But then I also gotta think about like it's other artists that wish they're in my shoes and that wish they're getting called to do shows in other cities and other states. You feel me? So it feels good. I'm not on Drake level yet, you feel me? But I'm getting there. You feel me?
Okay.
Uh, but it feels good just to actually go somewhere and know there's people there that want to listen to me, want to support
Nah, that's real. I mean, you gotta look at your growth though, right? Like you said, you've been trying to do this, like been in the game since you were like
you.
17, 18. So it's like you
Yeah,
gotta you gotta focus on the growth.
yeah, man. I mean, I was my boy Bomb posted a video today
Hmm.
of us performing in 2017 at Hippie Hill,
Okay.
and it was us under the tent. I took with a microphone. If I remember correctly, the microphone was fucked up,
Hmm.
and like nobody knew our music but me. And go from that to where we are now. Um, it's beautiful. It's a blessing. We made a lot of progress. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I keep saying it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you gotta take your time, enjoy the process.
Mhm. 100%. And I feel
Mhm.
like I keep hearing this story of like, oh, like I was shout out to La Russell, but I was a fan of La Russell back when he had like 5,000 followers, and now he got 275,000 followers. Y'all wasn't here there. It's like when there were five people at the show, it's like everybody got like a five people at they show story, and they know
Yeah,
every single one of the five people too.
everybody got that, man. Everybody got that. Shout out to the rest. I actually seen him last week before I flew out to Denver.
Okay, yeah.
Both, it was a show at the California Ballroom. Like
Mm,
we just ate to like a real like authentic hug. You feel me? And I got nothing but love for the Russell man because he just showed me so much love. You feel me? By putting me on his platform, that helped me a lot. And so like I've been indebted to him. You feel me? But I'll talk about how we got like connected.
mm,
in a minute because we just wild how the universe works. How the
Yeah.
universe works. But I mean, yeah, everybody got that type of story, man. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people that so like
Mm-hmm.
it's trying to think. Mm, shit. I mean, technically, I mean, even the Denver show. I mean, it was a decent amount of people, but it wasn't a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was it was just a couple of folk. Like people gradually started coming up front, you know. Um, but even then, you feel me? It's like that was still humble. You feel me? 'Cause, like you coming in
100%.
another territory. You feel me? This ain't your home turf. You don't know it
We
like
got the
that.
road with it.
You don't know with it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you got like it's like you're making a first impression. You feel
Yeah.
me? So um, yeah, man. Like those type of situations humble you. They add to your character. You know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, going back to kind of like the growth in the grand scheme of things, what would you tell like a 16, 17, 18-year old Ozer? What type of advice, would you give them?
Uh,
Knowing from what you know now, what you've experienced this last near decade.
make the music you want to make. Don't trip up what nobody else say. It's a lane for everybody. Like, yeah, don't focus on that. No, learn the business. Um, what else? And write consistently. Write constantly.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
it's like a muscle. You know,
Mm-hmm.
as you keep doing something, yo, if it's like muscle memory. You feel me? You lift weights constantly. For me, your muscle end up knowing what to for me what to do. How to get the weight off.
Mm.
Same thing with writing music. And I've been forcing myself to write like at least once a day, just to write like a song, a verse, whatever it may be. But I really try to challenge myself and to write constantly so that when you do go to the studio, you might be having a writer's block, still be productive, still jot, record something, still get something off your chest.
Yeah.
You know, you never know when inspiration will hit.
The first part you say, like,
Yeah,
you said make the music you want to make, right? Because
yeah,
everybody got their own lane. That's kind of
yeah,
interesting now. I feel like because time kind of
yeah,
changes the art that you make, right?
yeah,
The art that you wanted to make at 17 isn't the same type of art you want to make right now at 27,
yeah,
right? So I mean, the ways you want to express your art changes. Like you're part of the journey. Your sound changes.
mhm,
Like we was just talking about, a new EP you got coming out and how
yeah,
it's like based around this like paradise sound,
mhm,
right? Like talk about
yeah,
how kind of your sound evolves over time.
man. Yeah, as you grow older, you get exposed to different types of music, and obviously as artists, the reason you start doing music is you're inspired by 9 times out of 10 another musician, another
Mm-hmm.
person. So as you grow and as you evolve, you start to listen to music. You start to add to your to your toolkit, um, to your sound, and so you start trying new things. And
Mm-hmm.
like back in the day, I didn't listen to Lil Durk like that. Now I'm a big Lil Durk fan. I love Lil Durk. I
Okay.
like it a lot. I listen to Young Thug. I listen to Future. I listen to all these artists that are like real melodic. Travis
Mm-hmm.
Scott, still Cole, Kendrick, Nip, all that. But
Of
I've
course.
added to my library, right? And so obviously being inspired and listening to that music and being inspired, that's gonna have an effect on mine, and I think I think for me as I start to see what music makes people dance as well, like still making sure like it's the music I want, but
Mm-hmm.
and what makes people dance and knowing what I want for people to feel at my shows, that's also influenced how I approach music. Now I approach music and whatever. Like, all right, if I do this at a show, how's it gonna make people feel? Are they gonna dance? Are they gonna be able to chant this back music? So as you start to learn all those things, you just start to take in all the different knowledge and you take
Mm.
in everything like that, evolving is almost inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, as long as you're learning like from experiences, like you said, you made 1,000 statues dance, opening it up
Yeah,
for a little Yachty. It's like you took that and you learned from it
exactly.
and you grew, and
Exactly.
that's evolution. Yeah, it also looks like you never alone. Like every time I see you, like outside on the gram or something, you with somebody, right? You collaborating on something, you doing something with somebody. Like, why don't you
Mm-hmm.
talk about FNG, family not a group, and collaborating in general.
18 motherfuckers.
Wait, before you answer, I ain't never seen people pull up that deep as a collective. Everybody in the Bay got some sort of collective. Nobody pulls up that deep like y'all pull up. Like straight, like oh, we pulling up. Like one of the DJs got us at, no, we pulling up. Oh, like
Pulling
two
up.
or three, no. We will be there 16, 17, 18 deep at 9
Yeah.
o'clock when it opens. Bet. Turning
Yes.
the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. That type of energy is unparalleled, to say the least.
It's beautiful how it came together. Well, to answer your question, I'm always with somebody. I think it could be a bad thing too, because I already have like a long time.
Yeah.
Um, but it's not on purpose. It's just how my life is like, you know, how it fucking happens.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm effing like so family our group FNG, like that is in like family to me. You feel me? So like I'm 9 out of 10. I'm with some of them. You feel me? I'm
Mm,
not with them. I'm with some of my other folks I'm close to. You feel me?
yeah.
But yeah, how FNG even came about though. We got a show in New York in November last year,
Mm,
and in that East Berlin, beautiful venue, small,
mm,
intimate, but beautiful nonetheless. And it was probably about 10 people on the lineup, 10, 12 people on the lineup. And we had never done anything like this before, but it was different. And
mm,
it was half of the artists were from the Bay. So it was us, the folks that would eventually become FNG, and then it was the people from the East Coast, from New York.
mm,
And when doors opened, we were like, oh, it's going to work. We were stressing because the DJ's computer broke right before the show started. We had to go grab another computer. It was crazy. Like afterthought, after prayer,
yeah.
but he was looking so scared. And the doors opened and like ended up being packed out. And like it was crazy. Like you would think that being in New York, I think people got this perception or the misconception that New York likes like hella lyrical music. You feel me? Obviously that's changed because
Yeah.
you got all types of shit coming out of NY now. But like they was really fucking with bass shit heavy, and
Okay.
like it was turned. And so the engineer, I think it was the engineer, the manager, he was like, "Hey, like you guys really do a successful show. Not, I've seen a lot of people try to pull something like this off, but it wasn't possible. But like the energy just kept rising of each performer went on. It was beautiful.
Damn.
And then we got back to the city, and we were like, man, we should just like form some type of collective. And then we came up with Family Not a Group, and then we're keeping the ball on ever since. So shout out.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like y'all were just at the same place in the universe at the same time. It was just like, yo, like we all are aspiring for this.
Yeah,
And we
yeah,
ain't even in the city that we from. We halfway across the country. We
that was
few
perfect.
thousand miles.
Yeah, man. Like, it's just because we're like, all of us often collaborated.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, we might as well do something. Like we're always together anyway, so why not? And so we really try to run it like a real legit, uh, like legitimate business. We had meetings and everything about shows, about what we could do better, what we could improve on. But Like you really take it serious.
Outside of FNG too, like collaboration in general, what does it really mean to you?
Collaboration is important, man. I think, if you want to grow as an artist, collaboration is key.
Mm,
Um, it's first like it could, if you collaborating with an artist that's it's a smart business move, 'cause that's free. Essentially, that's
mm-hmm.
like that's promotion. That's cross marketing.
Cross
So
marketing,
they fans gonna get access to you. My fans gonna get access to the other artists. So cross marketing and it also just keeps your artistry fresh. You gather new ideas as you work with more and more artists. You gather new ideas.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was I was working with Bean. I was in the studio and like I was like stressing over like what to write. You feel
Mm,
me? He was like, bro, just you know, freestyle. You feel me? Just like don't feel so much pressure to come to the studio with lyrics prepared. You feel me? Like let the beat take you somewhere. You feel me? Just like
mm,
get what's off your chest. And so that's an approach I started taking. You feel me to keep studio sessions like fun and whatnot. If I can't write, and I've definitely taken that idea and I started running with it. It definitely helped a lot. Um, but I love collaborating with artists. It's fun. Sometimes you get tired of hearing yourself. You can't, and you can't. I can't do everything. You feel me? So I'm like, let me just get somebody else. So, it's fun. I wouldn't shy away from it. Um, it's a lot smarter nowadays too, just in terms of business, because you look at streams, you getting paid every month. You feel me?
mm-hmm.
So artists that got a good amount of streams, that got a good amount of following and a good amount of streams on these platforms, you feel me? And they, you get 100, 200,000 streams in a month. You feel me? That's a nice little check
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the month. You feel me? So it's just smart all around for so many different reasons. So I encourage anybody to collaborate.
Yeah, yeah, and I've heard some of like the not old heads, but like older heads say, like this new generation, they work together too much. There's not enough like competition in the game, like you
Hey
know.
man, it's look. First, the times have changed. Shout out to the OGs, though.
Yeah.
A lot. But times have changed. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. We're not living in times where we can just have like bars and get on. It's not like that anymore. Like, you have to make legit music to get on. And I mean that's what it is now. You get into the real music industry, like the music business,
Mm-hmm.
different from just like doing music. Everybody collaborates. Everybody, like every artist you see has somebody in there helping them write somehow, some way.
Yeah,
Like
list of collaborators too.
there's collaborators. And like look at I did a insecure writing session.
Mm.
I was talking to somebody in there, and they was just telling me like about the process of like working with a big artist. I'm not gonna say the name of the
Nah,
artist, but like they have like 20, 30 different people in there, right?
yeah.
And that's the name of the game. Now I would never have nobody write my verse. It's different for me, but like I would definitely get some help on like a hook or bridge or something, like actually formulating the song, the proper song structure. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Why not? It's nothing wrong with it. But that's the real business. I think that's where a lot of people fuck up at. Because they do music, they get into the business, they think it's the same thing, and they don't want any help. But you gotta understand, like, to get to that next level, you're going to need help. You're gonna absolutely need help. And so, like,
Yeah.
not shy away from it. Like,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
can't let pride get in the way of making smart business moves, even if it's something you don't want to do. Like if you got this idea that
mhm,
everybody writes every single like lyric they've ever made up, or everybody is you know, every idea that's ever come to them is brand new in the universe, and they've not got inspired by anybody or seen it
Yeah,
from
bro, like
anywhere.
get inspired, bro. Like, it's just how it works. You feel me? Like, I don't know, man. I think some people are too prideful
Mm.
before they can really begin. It goes back to being your own worst enemy. And like it can really hold you back, you know. I mean, you got some OGs out here trying to like get back in the, feel me, trying to get back in the game and work
You got some OGs be hitting you
hard.
up like, I need that Ozer feature.
You feel me? Like you got some OGs trying to get back in the game. Like, hey, bro, let me. You feel me? Like, so it's like, like,
No.
come on. Now, I'm sure if any of those OGs that said that, I'm pretty sure if a Drake or a fucking Kanye went up to him like, hey, bro, like, I could make you $1 million if you feel me, you let me collaborate with you on this song, nigga, they doing it. Come on,
Yeah, they
man.
changed
Like
up their whole setup that day. Like, hey, you know, it's a bag. I'm
they
for the
doing it.
bag.
Reveal, man. You feel
Hey,
me?
I mean, there's no reason to let it get in the way of like growing your craft, growing your fan base, growing your artistry. You know, like it's the way. And even for like the fan side, even if you don't want to do it from an artist side, like fans love collaborations.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what collaboration is actually dope. I did not expect it to be
what's
Jack
that?
Harlow, Blue Shiesty. That should be Black on Black. That's the one.
Mm.
Actually good. It was actually a good collaboration. Earl Sweatshirt and G Herbo got something.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, shit. I mean, it's beautiful. Like you see these different styles. Like you would never think Earl Sweatshirt and G Herbo would go good together. They made a fire track. Diaries of
Yeah.
a You feel me? Like it's good. It keeps the fans entertained. Keeps them on the edge of their seat.
Yeah, it's like not like the saturation, but almost like the what's the word? Like I like to use the word juxtaposition, like of different styles, like two different styles coming together to kind of
Yeah.
like play off each other's style. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you have two people do what they good at, it's cool. But if you have two people come to a slightly different lane to make like a better song, like
Yeah.
that's something that
Facts.
spoils the fans and spoils the artist too. You know?
Yeah. Facts, bro. Like and then again, you learn how to, you learn tips and tricks from being in a session with that other artist on what they did to, to make themselves sound good or, make a certain effect or make it um, a certain effect, whatever it may be. You just take that and you run with it. You ask your own ball.
Yep. Mm, that's collaboration for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, that's all the questions I got for you today, my guy. I got one more overarching question for you if you down to answer it.
Excited.
When it's all said and done, what do you want to be
Mm.
remembered by when you leave this earth?
I want to be somebody that, I guess, inspired. I want to be remembered as an inspiration. I'm a go-getter, hustler. Be somebody. Remember there's somebody that gave their all to something they love to um to make sure that people had something to relate to. That's why I make music. Um, make it so people could listen to it and have something sweet to relate to, so they don't feel alone. Or whatever the case may be. I just want to be remembered as somebody that put his all into everything into everything he loves. That's real.
It's real. It's all said and it's all done. I'd like to thank everybody. Thank you, first and foremost, for coming on, blessing the platform. Thank you, everybody, listening, watching, supporting. We appreciate it. I'm gonna give you this moment of spotlight to tell the people what you got coming up for the rest of the year and beyond. Let them know. Let them know it's Plug Talk.
Man, Plug Talk. That's my podcast. So we got Heartbreak in Paradise EP coming August 12th.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be 3 tracks in there, a little nice big piece for you for the summer end. Nothing too crucial, but if you want to get something out, play with the new sound a little bit. Got another track drop with my brother Eastway. We got that on August 19th, Heat Wave.
Mm-hmm.
And then my goal is to drop an EP, if not every month, every other month. So we just trying to, at least for the rest of the year, we'll see.
My boys
Trying
are the EP, if not every month, every other month for the rest of the year.
maybe more like every other month.
Okay, so you got at least 2 or 3 more EPs on the way then for the
I got
before the year ends.
I got a lot of it's a lot of dope collaborations. It's a big one. I'm excited to drop.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, man, we got a ton of videos we dropped that either. We got a video for addiction like that.
Mm.
Um, what else? Real love.
Mm.
We just ain't got through that. So I got a lot coming for us for the end of the year. So
He said we got content.
yeah.
We got something for the people to dance to.
hmm And next year, but I am working on the album. I got the concept for it and everything. So
Okay,
I'm starting to work on that. And yeah, man, it's gonna go crazy with it. And,
go crazy with it.
you know, look like
Okay, for 10 more years, right?
next year, pushing, and I'm trying to make so many hits that in 10 years I could just lay back and collect my check, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn near like a pension.
He
Yeah.
said month to month to month to month.
Oh, I'm just doing.
That's hilarious. That's weird, but just like to thank everybody else one more time. Word to Nip, word to Ozer. Be patient. Go hustle.
Word to nip, you find your purpose and you wasting near. Like the game on feather, they gonna pay. You get a shot at the mist ball over your pier. Stuff alone to see this you on gear, man. Dope. All to the nip.
All right, be a Nip. It's all said. It's all done. You just got a free 4 bar performance from Ozer. Yours truly. It's peace and love, y'all. I'll catch y'all next time.